Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Beyond the Ball. I am Collie. This week, I am joined by Big Paddy. Paddy, what's happening?
Hello, how's it going?
Oh, good. And I'm joined by Connor as well. Connor, what's the crack?
What's going on?
Lads, we're going through last weekend's football. We're going to be going through this weekend's football and tomorrow's football, so we'll have some extra predictions. We've a little bit of news, so the likes of Greenwood, we're going to be talking about him, having a chat about him. We're going to be grilling Paddy as to why his club hasn't done the right thing at this very moment in time. Paddy will argue and get very political about it probably, but we'll see how that one goes.
I don't know what to do.
But we'll be talking about all that type of shit. So, lads, I think we'll jump straight into last week's football and we'll have a quick look at the football review. Lads, Chelsea won 2-0. It's great to see. I always rated Potter as a coach, and I always said that he's just a perfect fit for Chelsea.
To be fair, I never heard you say a bad word about him, so
Never have I ever
I did.
said a bad word. Said a bad word about Potter. I've always said he's a top-notch coach. He's done brilliant stuff at Brighton. I knew he was going to take Chelsea to the next level.
I remember you saying he's a wizard.
He was a wizard. He's a wizard, Connor. And I remember saying that he's going to take us to the next level, and he was better than Tuchel, and that's what I've always said, and no one will ever say any different because all the episodes have been deleted off YouTube, so there'll be no proof of that. But lads, 2-0 win. It sounds very convincing, but to be honest with you, we were lucky to get a 2-0 win. We were lucky to get a win. Lucky not to concede. Kepa Arrizabalaga was on fire. The best performance I've ever seen from that guy in the Chelsea shirt. And probably, I don't think I've seen Mendy even playing as good as that. Which doesn't say a lot. But very good. I was very impressed with him. I don't know. There was times during the match where I was kind of saying, right, we're being overrun. And the one thing I did like about Potter was that he made some substitutions at halftime. He didn't really wait around. He tried to change the personnel. The only thing I didn't like about it was he changed the personnel, but he kind of kept it to the same system. Now, I know you'll get certain things different with different players in a system, but I would have liked to see maybe turn to a flat 4 or something like that. But he didn't do it. He stuck to his guns, and we got the win. 2 very lucky goals from Mount. First one was a really schoolboy defending from Mings.
Tyrone Mings doing what Tyrone Mings does. I'm still convinced he was doing it on purpose to get Gerrard the sack.
Oh, it's the only excuse. It's the only thing I can think of that makes sense, because it's the most ridiculous header I've ever seen in my life. The ball hops up and he jumps up, and it's like he just swings his head at it too quick and it just bounces off the other side of his head and just goes straight to Mount on the 6-yard box. He just side foots it in. And then the free kick, Connor being a goalkeeper, how disappointed were you in that one?
Because I was watching the game and I had it on and I went out to the kitchen and I heard the screams as if the greatest free kick of all time was just rattled in, and I knew Mount was over the free kick, and I was like, to the score in the worldie. And they were saying the goalkeeper gets nowhere near that, and they showed it again. They were like, actually, it's gone straight down the barrel. He's just got out of the way of it. So he's done the cardinal thing of taking a step to the wall side. Yeah. But even you said it. He's taken the step grand. It still basically goes through.
It's still in the middle.
You know what I mean?
It was literally he just took a step to the right side of the center of the goal and just got beaten in the center of the goal. So it was still
like that with no arms. And your arm, you probably save it like.
It was like Christy Brown. But yeah, two lucky goals. Not a great performance. Again, it's just we're getting the results. Potter unbeaten. I think he's 5 games there now. Won 4 games, 1 draw. Happy with results. Results are good. I always said it. I would get on his back if the results weren't good. The results have been brilliant. Performance is not so much, but lads, I've said it before. Ireland being a prime case, I'd rather bad performances and win a game than world-class performances and lose. So
If you had a world-class performance, you're not going to lose, are you?
You never know. You never know. You could have a world-class performance and just not finish like United did. But yeah, lads, look, I won't bore you too much about Chelsea anymore. We'll move on to the next game, which was Paddy, Manchester United and Newcastle.
Another clean sheet. Good lads, another clean sheet. Great defensive performance it was, I'd say. We would have lost this game last season. It was great.
Come on, talk to me about this. Give me your analysis of this game here, Paddy. What happened?
Fred is shit. Fred.
In fairness, Paddy actually do give the analysis. I actually didn't see. It's one of the only games I didn't see any of. I didn't see any. Well,
I didn't see any of it.
There was no goals. So I actually am genuine here. Tell me what
Eriksen was a massive miss for the game. He links the defense to the attack. Fred lost the ball so many times. It was really, really poor. Newcastle looked, we were the better side overall. We had the better chances, but again, between Fred misplacing the ball and Rashford being wasteful in front of goal, we just couldn't finish the game off. We had two clear-cut chances towards the end for Rashford and Fred, and I don't know how they missed them. I could have didn't put them away, but again, last year we would have lost this type of game on the front foot. But we wouldn't have been on the front foot last season, but we were on the front foot this year. Good defensive performance, very strong. Varane looked good. Martinez again, the two of them together in the middle looked really good. Shaw had a good game. Dalot played okay. Anthony, 2 shots on target. He played well as well. It's just
what about Ronaldo? What was Ronaldo
we need
like?
A striker. We need a striker.
What was Ronaldo like in terms of like
dropping too deep?
Was he?
He hasn't got the legs to play the way we want to play.
Yeah.
He hasn't got the speed anymore, unfortunately. We can't play to suit his the way he wants to play now, in terms of he wants to, get the balls crossed into him. He doesn't want to be running in behind. He wants the ball to feet. And we need runners. And the runner we do have that came on, Sancho and Rashford, just aren't performing well enough to be able to put the ball away. And that's what it's all about. It's being able to score the goals, and our front line are just misfiring at the moment.
And that was something you've actually done pretty well at the start of the season. You were scoring, like that was one thing that wasn't going too bad. It is the struggling. Go on.
I think that's Eriksen. I think Eriksen was they weren't getting the delivery.
Was he out injured, Paddy? Sorry,
He was unwell. There was a few players unwell. Rashford didn't start either because he was unwell. I think it was some sort of a bug or something going around.
It's going around.
Yeah.
Lovely. On the pitch as well. So Paddy, you're saying it was like kind of was it a creative thing, like in terms of just that final pass, wasn't there, or was it just the strikers weren't finishing their dinner?
I think it was a bit of both. I think the likes
Ten
of
Hag
Fred.
You heard it first. Paddy said it. Ten Hag out. He's just after saying it there.
Fred was taking Eriksen's place, so he was trying to be the playmaker, and just like last season, he just lost the ball so many times. It was just ridiculous. He was the weak link. If I could give any reason as to why we didn't win, it was Fred.
He was in the deeper role, was he?
Yeah.
See, not effective there. Should be Ten Hag should be listening.
That was Brazil's midfield playing there on the weekend, and sure we didn't look like Brazil. I can tell you that.
Brazil will be winning the World Cup anyway. So overall, were you happy with the performance or what you saw, or were you just kind of a little bit blah?
Defensively, I was happy, and again, look, I get carried away after the 4 wins. Beating Liverpool, beating Arsenal.
Was it?
We always knew this was going to be. We always knew this was going to be a long haul, 2-3 seasons before we're really up there challenging, hopefully. But progress, because we would have lost this type of game hands down last season. Coming towards the end of the game, we would have been Maguire would have been at the back, the defense would have been a shambles, and we definitely would have conceded a goal. But we just never looked really like conceding a goal in the game.
That is always a good sign. I made a quick joke of challenging for Europa, but I suppose that segues us into our next match.
City,
Liverpool are
City are
finding
in the
their
Europa League.
they're clawing their way up into that Europa spot. They're after getting out of the bottom half of the table. Up
Did you
into
not see on Sky
8th.
Sports? At Sky Sports were doing the top 11 when Liverpool were in 11th, and now they're back in the top 10. It's back to the top 10.
Yeah. It's fucking disgusting. Connor, you must be a happy boy after the weekend. How did you find this match?
Yeah, I thought that the right team won in the end of the day, and it's what I've been looking for is Liverpool to change it up, change the plan up, depending on who they're playing against, especially when they're underperforming. They completely changed the game plan. They sat in, they let City have all the ball. They didn't go on a big mad press and caught City where they're weak with too many men too high up the pitch.
And you're saying that because that is one thing where Liverpool would have always been with Mane there, I suppose, last season and the season before. They would have been very stubborn about changing the tactics and kind of not adapting to who they're playing, and they always would have just outperform someone going forward. Now they're starting to adapt to where they have to kind of maybe we just absorb some of the pressure and catch them on the break. Like
we saw a little bit of it last week against Arsenal in the first half. Obviously, conceding the first 2 minutes, no matter what style of play you're playing, if that happens, you're fucking tamangoed anyway. But in the rest of the first half, they sat in, they had two up front in the 4-4-2, kind of a 4-4-2 they played against City, suited as well. Playing Salah infield more, kind of doing what they did to Mane last season, moving from the wing infield a little bit more to be more effective. That Salah was as effective at the weekend as he's been in the last 2 years. He caused torment coming inside a little bit more. He's less predictable in there because it's not just going to be down the line, shift to the left, shot to the top corner. He can go kind of either way when he's playing inside a little bit more. And just let City have the ball. Gundogan knocked the ball, probably knocked. There was at one stage where City got a cross in, the ball went wide for a goal kick, but I think they had 93 passes and the cross went in. Never would have saw Liverpool do that before. City would have had 7 passes and they would have had a shot on target because they would have been able to break down. 2 banks of 4, happy days.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that is a good. It's like Paddy's saying there, like whatever about your attacking, if you're solid defensively, like that's. And I always get slated, and it's again I go back to the Ireland thing where I'm always like, people are like, we want to see this fucking brilliant, attractive football going forward. Man, I'm fucking just as happy watching 90 minutes of dog defending, like, and I fucking love it. Like, I love seeing people just flying in with tackles, with blocks, like me watching Thiago Silva for 90 minutes. That is porn to me. Like watching how good he's able to defend, and just like even watching the likes of Van Dijk. I know sometimes I slate him a lot, but just watching how good he is and how cool he is on certain things, and it was good to see him.
I'll send you a couple of links later. That's shit.
Yeah, John Terry jumping at tackles with his head and all. You know that's what I'm all about.
Well, when you look at the amount of the possession that City have, it was 67-68%. I think it was in total. Yeah. The only goal of the game came from the goalkeeper kicking the ball to someone and he put the ball in the net. Our best chance of the game came from the goalkeeper kicking the ball and the fella just putting it. Well, the goalkeeper at the other end making a terrific save. So
now
overcomplicated.
Going on to the goal. Look, you are a Liverpool fan. I'm a neutral, but I'm a defender, and everybody's initial thought was, oh my God, that's the best turn I've ever seen in my life. And the only thing I could think was, that's shocking defending.
Oh no, it's piss defending.
What did you make of that? Do you think that's 50-50 there, or do you think that's fucking 80% shite defending and 20% Salah?
Yeah, I'd go 70-30 maybe in shite defending. Yeah. It's rule number 1 of defending. If the man's facing his goal, let him have the ball and go backwards. Don't try to get around them, because if you try to get around them, you're tamango.
Is that your new word this week, is it?
I said it twice. I caught myself that second time.
Whoa! Fucking God, that's a new word.
All the time. But he was fucked. As soon as he would try to go around Salah and Salah rolled him, he was fucked. He was too tight. I don't know why he doesn't give Salah a yard, arms distance. What's he going to do then when he's 45 yards out and he's on his own? I was going to say it's inexperience, but not from João Cancelo. It's almost like he's inexperienced being in that position one-on-one, being the last defender. He's used to someone going past him if he's out wide and he has someone Ruben Diaz or he has someone sweeping in behind him. But it happened to him twice, and Roy Keane called him out on the 2 times it happened. He got bailed out by Ederson the first one, which is an unreal stop to the bottom corner.
Yeah.
But even Salah, when he's not performing, if you give him 2 of the exact same chances, they're going to learn. He's lift the ball for the second one.
So I want to just get on to one or two instances. Paddy, did you watch the game?
I seen the highlights. I didn't watch the whole game. No.
The Man City goal that was disallowed. Okay, right. It is a free kick. It is a free kick what Haaland has done there. But the issue is, I know it's not miles away from it. But I think Mika Richards said it. Now I know Mika Richards is going to be the most fucking biased cunt in the world. But are they nearly re-reffing the game by going back so far to pick out and nitpick on them types of things? Should that not be just let the ref do that, or is he right in pulling that back?
Considering the way the ref was reffing the game, he was letting a lot go.
Yeah.
So for VAR to pull it back and then stop it for something that the ref through the whole game had been letting go. Yeah. He was leaving tackles go in, which was good to see. You want to see it happen in football, and it is this season. Like, referees are letting a lot more go. So it's surprising that VAR came in and didn't allow it. But in terms of observations of the game, I think a big part of why Liverpool won it was because they were missing Trent. And I think Milner had a great job at right back. He done a great job.
Yeah.
And I think if Trent had been there, they probably would have lost the game. And
Connor, moving on to you there, what were your thoughts on that goal? Like, I know obviously you're going to have a bit of a bias and more of a kind of it is a foul, like, but can you see kind of City side of that where like it is almost like re-reffing the game? Like,
I don't agree with re-reffing, because at the end of the day, it's still the referee's decision. If he wants to stick with his decision, he can. He didn't want to stick with his decision, so he changed it.
Well, I feel like that. I feel like the VAR thing. If he goes to the camera, he's been told change your fucking mind, and not in a go and change your mind. But this is their opinion. It'd be very kind of against the grain.
I think if it's a tackle, he'll probably wave it away and let it go. But it's not a tackle; it's a pull of a jersey. I think it's a lot harder to let go than someone creasing someone out of it. Ball bounces away a little bit, and then the man gets smashed. I think that one gets let go. Pull of a jersey, a little bit professional. I think it's one he has to come back and say, no, it's not. It's not a goal. But yeah, no, I can see it both ways. It's a soft free kick, but at the flip side of it, I think I'm not that biased. I would say, it's a foul if it was the other way around, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it is a foul. A foul is a foul at the end of it. Touching on what Paddy said there about Milner playing right back, could that be something that long term you just kind of have a little? Well, when I say long term, I mean for the season. Could that be potentially something that you would go with and maybe move Trent into the midfield like we were talking about before?
I don't particularly agree, because it's a full change of formation as well. They went 4-4-2 with Harvey Elliott out wide right, so he's not playing in a right winger attacking role.
Yeah.
So there was always cover there. Elliott was always on the cover on a flat four in the midfield as well. Let Thiago cover in a little bit tighter as well. So it was almost going from 1 in a 4-3-3 to having 3 people surrounding those 2 players out wide. So I think he had a little bit more cover. Doesn't mean he didn't have a fantastic game. I'd be more afraid of Milner playing a game against a traditional winger than I would Trent, i.e. someone who wanted to run him on the outside. Foden wanted to come inside. He wanted to play 1-2s. He wanted to get involved in the play to feed. He didn't want to go in behind. It's not his game. That's where I would see Milner have an issue. And I prefer to play Trent with a right midfielder, a traditional right midfielder in front of him, instead of a winger who has, like, Salah got to stay up front and you got to float around and do what he wants to do up front. Fine. Harvey Elliott was sitting a little bit deeper in front, which made it a little bit more compact. I don't think that works against every team. I do think we're going to be exposed down the wing again against West Ham probably tomorrow evening. But it'll be a bit more expansive going forward because we'll have more of the ball.
Yeah. Klopp being sent off as well. What did you make of that one? Obviously, Salah got absolutely molested down the corner, and by Bernardo Silva, nothing happens, and then Klopp is running down the line as if Mourinho's at the score in a 90th minute winner, and he's screaming at the lino running past him and gets a straight red. What's your thoughts on that one? Obviously, we don't know what he said. It's kind of, you're going to look at it and just go, well, look, he
put his head into the line-up pretty much as well when the line-up came back up. So, yeah, it's a red card. Like, it's stupid.
What I loved was when he was coming over to give it to him and Klopp, you see the footage of Klopp and Klopp's like, yeah, give it to me. It's fucking deadly. I love it. I love watching that. But
there was obviously like the emotion was there behind it, but at the end of the day, you're just fucking. I presume I haven't seen, but I presume he's suspended for tomorrow.
Yeah,
and it's the last thing you want to do is not have your manager on the sideline when he can be there now. So it's just, it's stupid. It's poxy. It was wrong what he did, but it was a foul. He also said afterwards it was the worst foul he's ever seen. That was horseshit. It wasn't the worst foul. He climbed all over him, but he wasn't going to die from it. Like,
Paddy, what were you saying there? Sorry.
No, I was just saying that in his post-match interview, he did admit that he was wrong. So unfortunately, we can't even say that he's a scumbag that way. Like, he just lost the head.
He's a scumbag anyway. Yeah. Right. Anything else to cover on that one, Connor? You happy enough with?
They played the game the way they had to play it. They don't have as much quality as City, so they didn't play like they had loads of it.
Yeah. And actually, I said that we were talking just after we had a game of golf, and we were saying what scoreline. And I think I was after telling you I said 3-2 to City or 3-1 to City or something. And then I had a sneaky feeling. I was like, I have a sneaky feeling Liverpool might get something. I think you had said 1-1, was it?
Or I said 1-1 or 2-1 City. I said it was going to be tight and not goalsy.
Yeah, I did the same kind of thing. Right, we will jump off that then, and we're going to jump on to a bit of news. So, talking about Salah getting raped on the sideline, we're going to move on to the news of the week.
Please start with Benzema winning the Ballon d'Or.
Lads, Paddy in particular, Mason Greenwood has officially been charged for attempted rape. United have come out and said that they're.
What's wrong with Connor?
He doesn't like me segue. He didn't like me segue. So, Paddy, obviously, United have come out and said that they're not going to take any further action against them until.
What he meant to do? Grant was gaff like with chains and petrol bombs.
I would say they could sack him, and like they haven't suspended
for legal reasons until he's proven guilty.
That's probably enough. I don't think you probably need to be proven guilty for
It's the same as Benjamin Mendy is still on the books at City. His trial's not till January.
It's disgusting. Makes me sick. I'm gonna pull up a picture of Mason Greenwood just so we can look at his disgusting face.
Heard he turned up the court in a tracksuit. What a shame.
Yeah, he turned up the court in a tracksuit. Are you surprised? Look at his face. Look at him. Disgusting. Paddy, what is your thoughts on this situation? I know obviously it is what it is in terms of being legal, but let's try not be sitting on the fence about this and saying we have to wait until all the things. What's your opinion on it?
No, he's a scumbag. Look, I don't have to wait. I believe he done it. I am the law. I do believe, yeah, he done it. We actually played the recordings on the podcast. We had a chat about it. Yeah, he's a scumbag, and it's so unfortunate because he was a good footballer. And
he was the bright spark for United, wasn't he? Like
one of the old hosts said he was future Ballon d'Or winner, but not anymore. Future dishwasher in the joy.
Future soap on the floor, maybe.
But yeah, absolute scumbag, and I hope he never plays football ever anywhere again.
Connor, do you think that sacking him? Connor, do you think that sacking him makes Manchester United look absolutely atrocious and probably one of the worst run clubs in the world because of this?
I think they're the worst run club. No. We can't let them away with the owners again. It's not the owners; it's the fucking team. So no, it's a well-run club.
The owners egged them on.
Everything's immaculate with it.
The Greenwood rave tour because the owners were telling them to, and that's the United fans will have no order.
Glazers out.
It's the Glazers' fault that Mason Greenwood ended up.
But it's obviously a thing that if Mendy still, like if you go on live score, it still says that Benjamin Mendy is out as a police investigation. So it's obviously a thing where they just can't get rid of them until
It's official.
There's actually official. I suppose that, like, I'm not saying it's anything likable with Chet Evans getting removed from his contract and then actually being told that it was wrong and him getting released and not having a football club and not being paid while in prison. I'm sure that was an issue then. And I don't know if that's a reason why or if there's other things that come around. But it seems, it's sad that it seems standard, but that's obviously the way clubs have to be.
do you think it's anything to do? Yeah. Do you think it's anything to do with the fact that he's so good and they don't want to release him in case he isn't proven guilty, and then just don't want anybody else signing him?
No, I think it's probably something in the contract. I don't think it's down to the ability. He would have let Benjamin Mendy walk fucking 2 years ago. Like, he wasn't exactly unreal. Yeah, even when he was playing, he was fucking dog shit.
Oh wait, actually, I suppose for content, Collie, maybe they are just keeping him because they what you just said.
So just a comment in there from Daniel. Glazer's rape, Greenwood assist. Fair enough. Sorry, what were you saying there, Paddy? I was kind of distracted by that.
Nothing. It's all right. I was just talking bullshit like you were. Sorry, that's okay. Fine.
No, they are. Look. At the end of the day, the Glazers are the ones that are controlling that club. And Paddy, I have to agree with you. Glazers out. It is their fault that he done this. They just didn't. They didn't slap the discipline that he required onto it. But lads, we will be returning to this topic not anytime soon, hopefully, but maybe when he gets charged and he goes to prison. Lads. Go on.
Another piece of news that we didn't discuss beforehand, but I just thought of it there in my head.
Oh,
Gary Lineker came out and said he said he knew of a couple of homosexual players in the Premier League that he would love to come out before the World Cup in Qatar because it's still illegal over there to be homosexual. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts?
So I was looking at an interview. I don't know who exactly it was, but it was one of the representatives from Qatar for the World Cup. And I can't remember the name of the journalist, but he put all these questions to.
I think I saw the same one.
It's very good. It was a very. Now I don't know if it's the one you were talking about because you look like you're laughing at it, but I thought it was a very.
Not laughing at it. No, I just don't believe a word that came out.
Yeah, no, it's hard to believe. But he said all the right things. Basically, your man was like, "So if you have he goes, what's your thoughts on Harry Kane wearing the rainbow armband at the World Cup?" And he goes, we've been told. He said nothing's been confirmed, but he goes, people are allowed to wear whatever they want or whatever. So he basically said that he had no problem against it. Didn't really make much of a comment on that one. It was more like, whatever, we'll see what happens. Then he was like, okay, well, what about if a gay person's walking down the street holding another gay man's hand? And your man was kind of like, everybody is welcome in Dubai. And he was like, yeah, but what's going to happen? He goes, everyone is welcome. Qatar, sorry, fucking Dubai. Sorry, looking up Dubai holidays. So he's like, everyone's welcome in Qatar, and then he was like, I could hold your hand right now. We could walk outside. We could walk down the streets for hours, and nobody would say anything. So basically, he came out and said, no, this is all acceptable. He said, your man actually asked him about these sober pods, where if anybody is pissed out of their face, they get brought into this little sober pod where they can sober up. And they were like, what about this? And he's like, to be honest with you, actually, he goes, I actually think it's a really good idea. If somebody's too drunk, you bring them somewhere, they sober up, you let them go. And he was like, I was like, that actually does make a bit of sense, doesn't it?
On the holding cell in the fucking...
yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have them, but they're a little bit more... yeah, exactly. So yeah, Paddy, in terms of that one, I know I kind of went off topic there a little bit with the World Cup, but should they come out as gay? I don't think they should come out as gay for a public event like that just to get recognition. I think they should do it whenever they're ready to do it and not really be held by trying to. I suppose it could look good for them or whatever.
I wasn't supposed to your views on homosexuality, and I was more around Qatar. And again, this is just another thing to go against the whole World Cup being hosted there for and how do you feel about the World Cup being hosted in Qatar?
Yeah, well, look, I don't mind that anyway. I like more football. Do you know what I mean?
I like held anywhere.
Yeah,
different time of the year.
It's Russia. Yeah, no, it is a bit of a shit time because it means then we actually have no summer of football. would have been nice to have. Well, I suppose it would have been this summer then, wouldn't it? Already
We've
gone.
already got past it, yeah.
Yeah. So no, well, look, we've something to look forward to. It fucks up the Premier League a little bit, but deal with it.
I blame the
I'll
Glazers.
let you have your opinion on it if you want.
I think it was unfair on what Lineker said to the two footballers. It makes them feel like they're under pressure now. Probably to
exactly. That's why I was
If I had a name them, I'd say but
no, but he hadn't named them. But I'm sure if he does know two footballers who they have told Gary Lineker this, there's not loads of them floating around. I'm sure they know who they are.
Do you know? I know who it is.
Sterling won.
Bent.
It's like, do they feel pressure now to do something because they feel like they're letting the side down if they don't do it before the World Cup? And the World Cup in Qatar is a fucking joke. They haven't got a National League up until last year. All the stadiums are air conditioned. You can't buy a gargle in the stadiums. And these drum tank things, someone is going to be beheaded or have their arm chopped off. Yeah. It's 100% going to happen.
Something's going to happen.
Like there's going to be I know we're not in it, but you're guaranteed that on like the 1st of January, you'll see on the news that there'll be an Irishman held in a Qatari prison for taking his top off on the street, and now
for the helicopter.
Department of Foreign Affairs will have to get involved to try have him released. And then John Murphy will come out and have a big red face, be covered in sunburn, him getting dragged out of a jail.
Why is he over there? Why is he over there? Over there, like supporting everyone but England or something, is he?
Do you know what Irish people? There'll be a fellow in a Mayo jersey, even the world aren't there. Maybe locked up.
Yeah. Right, lads, we're going to move off that one. Paddy, are you happy enough with how we covered that one, or do you have any thoughts yourself on it?
No, I just thought it was interesting. Like this whole World Cup being held in Qatar has just been an absolute farce, and it's just another black mark on FIFA and how they organise events and the corruption and the money laundering and everything else that goes on within FIFA and how they run things. Is like,
I suppose your man did get arrested and put in prison for this World Cup. So
yeah, but is it just him though? You know, is he just the figurehead?
Michel Platini was arrested and put in prison as well. He was the heavyweight at the time.
Platini, yeah.
But like, if he was put into prison because of this World Cup, should this World Cup have not been moved?
No, it was too late to move it apparently, and they went along the lines of, "We've given it to them, so we can't revert it." I still don't trust Gianni Infantino, the fellow who took over. I still think he's part of the same
group,
the same gang. But in fairness, it was the evidence that they needed to convict Sepp Blatter was this World Cup. So if you have to endure one shit World Cup for him to get locked up for the rest of his life and Platini to get locked up for probably the rest of his life, then
sounds good.
Happy days.
Should lock him up.
Right.
Accused.
Right, lads, we're going to move on to the next thing, which is Benzema finally winning the Ballon d'Or. Lads, what are your thoughts on this? I was trying to zoom into his face there. He looks like he looks like a gangster or something.
He's a gangster.
It doesn't look like a footballer. Connor, you happy? Finally gets one. Deserves it.
I mean, who else deserved it from this year? I can't think of any other player.
Dowski.
Not even Dowski this year.
But isn't it from last year?
It's this calendar year now. It's 2022.
Oh, yeah.
The FIFA Player of the Year that's done in July is for the season, and this is done on the calendar year. So this is just done for this year. So, like, he obviously had he tied the record for the most goals in the Champions League in a single Champions League campaign. He obviously won the Champions League, won the league, and was top goal scorer in the Liga. So,
with Messi and Ronaldo severely underperforming.
And Lewandowski going through his little transition period where he threw his toys out of the pram for the last 2 months at Munich before going to Barcelona. So
needs to start making TikTok videos. Paddy, what's your thoughts on Benzema winning Ballon d'Or?
Yeah, fair play to him. Like, what an unselfish player to have played in Ronaldo's shadow for so many years, knowing the ability he had, and just being happy to let Ronaldo be the main man. You know, he never let his ego get to him and wanting to move to a different club so he could be the star. Ronaldo leaves, he continues his form. And yeah, he deserves it. Yeah, fair play to him.
Which is unusual for a French person. They're usually the most fucking ignorant pricks in the world.
Okay.
Shout out to all of our French.
That's not the views of all the hosts on Beyond the Ball.
It's okay.
Just
We're
go.
only over in Malaysia. We're not in France yet. So that's grand. Right, lads, we move off that. Not much else to cover on that one. Yeah, happy enough. Okay. Yeah, move off it. Lads, I suppose there's one other thing. It's a little bit of a sadder thing, but Robbie Keane's mom passed away kind of the other day. So we just want to send our condolences to Robbie Keane, Graham, and all the family. Look, probably won't see this. I won't clip it. I've sent them messages on their behalf, and they've replied saying thanks very much. So, yeah, just thought I'd throw that in there. Lads, we'll move off that, and we'll move on to the fantasy football.
Forgot to do it for midweek.
Oh, you love to hear that, don't you? It's just music to my
As
ears.
soon as you said that, I looked down and I saw there was games on today, and I was like, wow.
You love to see it.
Yeah, but
Right,
a few
lads.
teams are playing. I have a lot of blanks for the midweek games this week.
Well,
Yeah, Paddy, that's a rookie mistake.
I played me wild cards and shit earlier in the season. There was another week.
See,
where
rookie
it was
mistake.
off.
You're about to see a masterclass here. I'll show you what the crack is. Lads, I'm gonna pull up the fancy football on the screen. Anyone that's listening on Spotify or Apple Podcast, I would suggest you go to YouTube to have a look at our teams here. I'll zoom into this just so we can get a bit of viewage. Lads, this is my team from last week and the results. Probably go in a little bit again, could I? Yeah. 55 points. 46 was the average, so an above average week for myself. Happy with that. 10 points for Arisa Balaga. 9 for Dallo. 5 for Bourne. He came on as a sub, so kind of got lucky with that one. Saliba, 5 points. Rashford missing the sitter at the end. Fucked me over. Andreas Pereira, 5 for him. De Bruyne, 2. Martinelli, 2. Jesus, 2. Kane, 9. And Haaland, captain, kind of one of the first big blanks from Ward on the bench, 6 points. Saha, 3. Zuma, 0. And Tarkowski, 1. We'll have a look at one of the other teams, lads. So, bear with me a sec, I'll scroll down and get it. So, spoiler alert, Paddy's still top of the table. Connor, I'll come to you. 38 measly points. What's going on here? Talk to me.
I was away. I didn't do it. I was forgot to do it. I was on holidays. Sorry.
Bullshit.
Wasn't bullshit. I still had
talk me
Louis
through your
Diaz.
team,
The fucker's out injured until January.
Sorry, you went to the bench. So talk to me to your team, and you haven't done it this week as well.
I haven't done it this week, yeah. In fairness, I would have left Emi Martinez in there, but obviously I didn't think he was going to turn into a fucking paper bag for Mason Mount's free kick. So that happened. Obviously, we talked about how good Graham Potter was making changes at halftime. Doesn't mean you had to take off Mark Cucurella. Not happy with you, Graham. Sort your shit out. João Cancelo had a fucking disaster, obviously.
You've got to literally the worst performer team I've ever seen in my life right here.
They were probably the 3, and then obviously Rashford were like the 4 worst players of the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Saliba, obviously, I have in there, solid enough. Happy with Arsenal the way they're playing. Ben White came in for me for Luis Diaz. Talked about Rashford. I made a change last week, and I obviously forgot to click save because I took out Pascal Gross for Trossard. Trossard didn't do anything either, but he got a bonus point. And then Gross just did nothing. So that's going to be a change that I am going to make. De Bruyne, obviously, not firing. Jesus played well, actually, but I thought he was going to get a bonus point, but obviously didn't.
I just want to check that.
I had
Tony.
Haaland the same as yourself. He was vice captain, took over for Diaz, and then obviously I've had Ivan Toney in there, who hasn't really done too much, and then got me 12 points. And then unfortunately, Sven Botman, did he get an assist? No, he didn't get an assist. He got a bonus point. Have
I seen you with him on the bench a couple of times where he scored well?
Every time I've started him, he hasn't played, and every time I put him on the bench, he gets like 8 points.
I remember that as well. And you've Ivan Toney there as well, who's a good one to have.
Yeah, finally getting a couple of goals. I had Jacob Murphy as well on the bench last week, and he scored, got an assist, and got a bonus. He was last on last on the option. He got 10 points. He was sitting third in the list.
It's always fucking Newcastle players. Right, we'll move on to Lala Porix. Tim, Paddy.
Bad week. Bad week. But still on top of the league, so it's fine. The average was 46 points, which you can see overall, nobody really done spectacularly well. But still not to even meet that average was poor. Sorry?
Yeah, I got 55. How dare you?
Yeah, no, average. That's not average. That's just you. Fuck's sake.
I'm above average.
So keeper didn't do too bad. Defensively, wasn't the worst game. It was me midfield and attack that really let me down. I've too many. Sancho, I'm looking to get rid of. Absolutely looking to get rid of Sancho because he's just underperforming. I do still think Rashford will get some points on the board.
Did Sancho get a bonus point?
Clean sheet.
Sorry, clean sheet. My bad.
Yeah. So yeah, not much else to say really. I don't know what you want me to say. What are you scrolling for? I don't know what you want to say here.
I don't know. I was going to get you to go through the thing.
I only like talking about it when I win.
Yeah, we noticed. We'll have a quick look at the league table. Oisin Kane still top of the league. He was there last week, I believe. 690 points, and second is Dean Fletcher with 676. Collie Lamb then 667. Patrick McHugh 661. Connor Ennis 660. David Fox 659. James White 656. Niall Gain 652. Nesta creeps into the top 10, 652. And Colin Davis representing the Collins in the world, 651. So, fair play, lads. These are all doing pretty well. We're going to have a quick look at the last position to see who it is. Don't know who it is. Sean Stack. Still, I believe, was he there last time?
Oh, he had a good week.
58 points ain't bad. This guy doesn't change, I would say. Does he? There's no way. I have to check his previous week just to see if that was late. Look, he hasn't changed in a while, I think. But he has a good team in, so it's enough to get him by. Like, I think we might have looked at it. He might have came in late.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I think we looked at this before, and he came in late. I'm after clicking out that. Fuck that. Right, I'm after clicking out of it, so forget about it. Yeah, well done to everybody that's in the top 10. Still haven't announced any prizes or anything like that. Who knows? Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. We haven't decided. Lads, we're going to move off.
You promised people. You got people in under the pretense that there was going to be prizes.
I don't care about my reputation. Okay, go fuck themselves. Right, fuck off. Am I messing? Now we have something. We'll have to just figure out what it is. Lads, we're going to move off the fancy football and off the news of the week, which is still scrolling down the bottom of the screen, and we're going to move on to the predictions.
Midweek or weekend predictions?
We're going to do both. So I have them both here. It's not going to be massive. We're going to probably wrap this up in the next kind of 5 minutes or so, lads. We won't talk too much about them. What's this thumbs up? Sounds good. It does sound good. Right, lads. First match we're going to give predictions on is Brentford versus Chelsea. This is a dodgy enough one, I think, as a Chelsea fan. It's not one that I think we're comfortably going to win, but it's probably with the form that we're in, and considering that I haven't been confident in Chelsea at all, and this is probably the most confident I am in them getting a result, but not a good performance. I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Chelsea. And I'm going to say Sterling to score. Paddy, what do you think?
I think probably because you're confident they're not going to get the full 3 points.
Yeah, 100%.
But I don't think you'll lose either. I think you'll get a draw. I think it's going to be 2-2 because Brentford are good going forward. So I'm going to go 2-2 and Ivan Toney to score.
Connor?
Yeah, I think if it was any other team Chelsea played against at the weekend, the other team would have scored. I just don't think Villa have it. So I'm going to say Chelsea 3-2, and I'm going to say Aubameyang.
Okay, I'll allow it. One sec. On to this one here.
What was it?
If you say 1-0
Paddy's-
Wolves, it's
Paddy's
1-0
sitting up.
Wolves about half an hour.
Apparently, this is only apparent breaking news. Gerrard has been sacked.
And that was out this morning. The apparent news was out this
Well,
morning.
look, we're only a podcast that's been released at 9 a.m. Okay,
You could have put that in the news section.
to anyone that's listening, it's 9 a.m. and we're just receiving words.
9
that
a.m.
Gerrard
somewhere
has
in the
been
world.
sacked. Exactly, yeah, Malaysia. All our fans are listening in Malaysia. So apparently Gerrard has been sacked and he's in the boozer and he's fucking hammered. And he's with some little kid, a picture with a little kid, and he's hammered in the boozer. And apparently Poch has gone to Villa. So
I saw that picture this morning and the WhatsApp messages as
you
well.
mean 2 minutes ago?
What?
You mean 2 minutes ago? It's 9 a.m.
I saw that 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
No, it's 9 o'clock in the morning, so it was this morning. So
Yeah, it's this morning.
Yeah.
It was, morning. Yeah. So yeah, apparently.
I just want to get rid of my breakfast dishes. Hold on a minute. I'll be back in a minute.
Right, lads, back on to the actual news here. Next game, lads, Forest versus Liverpool. Connor, coming to you. Have I got
West
that
Ham,
wrong?
Liverpool, no? Tomorrow night.
Sorry, I've gone to the wrong one first. There you go. West Ham and Liverpool. Guess what's coming up after this?
I was going to say, depends how the West Ham game goes.
Right, what do you think? How do you think the West Ham game is going to go?
Liverpool turned the corner maybe a little bit. West Ham's still a dodgy side for Liverpool. I think they haven't taken 6 points off of West Ham since West Ham got promoted back into the Premiership, 12 years ago. So I'm going to back them anyway at home. I'm going to say 2-1 Liverpool, and I'm going to say Bobby Firmino.
Okay, Paddy, what do you think?
Yeah, I think I can't look past the Liverpool win here. West Ham aren't doing amazingly well this season. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Liverpool and Salah to score.
Yeah, I actually think it's probably going to be a bit more comfortable than you think. I think it'll be 3-1. I think that West Ham goal might be just the last kind of 5 or 10 minute goal. So I'm going to go with 3-1 to Liverpool, and I'm going to say Bobby Firmino to score. Will we go on to the Liverpool Forest one, or will we go on to
Yeah.
Is there not another midweek game?
So Chelsea are playing.
United are playing Tottenham.
United are playing Spurs tomorrow night.
Yeah, I have that one here as well. So that's what I was saying. Do we want to go?
Oh
on
yeah,
to that one?
we'll just take off the Forest Liverpool game then. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Right.
So
Yeah.
that's
okay.
yeah.
Right. Connor, go on. Talk to me.
2-0 Liverpool. And Trent to score.
I fucking knew it. I knew it was coming. I knew you were gonna say it. Paddy, what do you think on this one?
Unless they get beaten by West Ham, then I'm changed to 8-0 Liverpool.
I'm a bit tired, so I'm just going to go 2-1 to Forest just to cheer myself up a little bit, and I'm going to go for Jailings to score.
Give it all that.
Yeah.
No, I think this one will be fairly comfortable. Forest aren't fucking looking too good this season. I'm gonna go 3-0 to Liverpool, and I'm going to say Salah to score 2 goals. Right, lads, on to the next one. Spurs and United. Paddy, come to you first, being a Manchester United. Oh, Paddy's perked up. Spurs and United. What do you reckon?
I was just on Sky Sports there getting the team news updates. Ericsson was training today, so they just have to see how he recovers after that, but he probably will get some game time. McTominay is back after a suspension for the 5 yellow cards, or 10 yellow cards, whatever it was. But that means Fred will be out of team. Thank fuck for that. So I do think we have a good chance in Old Trafford to beat Spurs. Solid defensively, but it won't be a big win. So I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0 win to United, and I'm going to go. Who will score? Ronaldo.
Okay. Connor,
because Martial's still out. Martial won't be back.
Fair enough.
Yeah, not convincing from United the last couple of weeks. I think Spurs are kind of sputtering as well at the moment. They're not exactly flying. Good win at the weekend. Bit contentious, but I'm going to back Spurs 2-1, and I'm going to say Harry Kane.
You can't.
So,
Did you say 2-1 Spurs?
2-1 Spurs.
You made me sick.
You
You said 2-0 Forest, so
you won't be allowed to say that.
Yeah, but Liverpool are shit.
I actually think it's going to be a draw, lads. So someone
split the
has to
pot.
be right.
Love it.
1-1 I'm going to go with, and I'm going to say Son to score for Spurs, and then United to get an equaliser, and then it's just to be a bar fest then after that. Both goals in the first half. Lads, on to Saturday's game. Paddy, we will not be friends for this 90 minutes. I don't want to know you.
You don't want to go for a point, no?
I wouldn't mind going for a point actually first.
You can't talk to me during it.
We won't sit together though. We'll just go to the same
each
pub.
other after.
Yeah. Paddy, how do you think this is going to go for you?
Depends on how the midweek games go. But if not looking at those, I think a draw. I take a draw. I take a draw. So I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw because we've been finding it very difficult to score of late, and I think Chelsea are a good sign, obviously. But I think defensively we can hold this at bay.
0-0. Connor, what you reckon?
Graham Potter masterclass. 1-0 United.
Well, Potter already beat us this season.
He did. He knows how to beat United. That's a fellow who does. Did it this year by a lot of goals. Did it last year by a lot of goals. So I'm going to say 1-0 United. And I'm going to say he'll get up front to get a goal. Big header.
And are you saying this because you know I'm going to pick Chelsea to beat United?
But you're going to pick Chelsea anyway. But actually, yeah. That's what I'm picking of.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 3-0 to Chelsea, and I'm gonna say
some spread here for folks.
I'm gonna say Thiago Silva to score an overhead. That's probably
a 0-0, a 1-0 United, and a 3-0 Chelsea.
with a Thiago Silva overhead. Tell you what, lads, if we nail one of these, we're going viral for picking something like that. It's outrageous. So yeah, I'm sticking with I'm sticking with a 3-0. Maybe not a Thiago Silva overhead, maybe a header, but yeah, I'm sticking 3-0 Chelsea. Fuck it, why not? United are shy. Can't hang out. Right, lads, that's pretty much us wrapped up. Thank you, lads. It's been a pleasure. We will be back next week. Is there a Champions League football on next week?
Yes, the Liverpool Ajax is on next Tuesday, I think.
Oh, nice. We might be watching that.
Europa's back as well. Just to let you know.
Oh, is it? Yeah. What's that? Yeah. What's that thing?
We did a podcast on normal nights, buddy.
Yeah.
I was wrong actually. Next Tuesday, Chelsea are on early.
Oh,
City Dortmund.
Oh, Chelsea on early. That means who are we against?
Away to Salzburg.
Yeah. See, it's just one I'm not confident in.
Dortmund v City though at 8:00.
Yeah, that's a nice one. We probably watch that one. Right, we're gonna end it there. Thanks everyone for watching or listening, whatever you've chosen to do. Whatever you are doing, if you are watching us, make sure you hit subscribe. Give us a little like, send in a few comments if you've heard anything that you don't like or you do like. If you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple, make sure you follow us. Give us an L 5-star rating. That helps. And yeah, Paddy, thanks for coming on. Thanks, Paddy. Thanks, Paddy. See you next week.
Thanks. Going to bed.
Connor, nice one. Talk to you next week.
Yeah, boys. Yeah, nice one.
Right, we will be back next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. Be there or be square. Peace out.